Okay, I'm going to give you guys my rundown and my review of last night's NBA draft. Before we begin, I'm not a huge watcher of the NBA draft. I kind of let it just come and go. I'm not a very big watcher or, can give you guys information upon information on each player that was drafted. I sort of kind of just wait until they land to the teams and then see if they can figure things out, and then we'll just go from there. All right. So the first thing I noticed of last night's NBA draft was, man, there's a lot of teams out there. They need to, get some icy hot or some Bengay or something, because they were reaching in the early portion to midway to the draft. Not a lot of teams, but it just seems like it was a trend of Euro players, of international players. And I guess this is to the effect of, and again, the NBA is just like any other pro, league. It's a copycat league. And I'm assuming it's because of, the Luka effect with Dallas, the kid from San Antonio, the Greek Freak in Milwaukee, and even the Joker. Teams are looking at, hey, these players, these international players, are paying off of these other ball clubs. So why not? We might find a Luka in this draft. We may find the Greek Freak in this draft. We may find Joker in this draft. So that's what I was alluding to as I was watching this whole presentation. And it's a whole lot of reaching with these players. First and foremost, congratulations to all the players who got drafted, and I hope it works out. But to me, it was a lot of stretching, a lot of reaching to pick these players early and to get them into your ball club. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers, and I've said this in countless live streams, I've said this in countless videos, there's no way on God's loving earth Bronny James were going to get selected in the first round of the first day of the NBA draft. I don't care if his father is LeBron James. I don't care he has James on the back of his jersey. I told you guys, I thought that another year of college for Bronny James, I think he needed some little bit more polish, or we may find out another year of college, we may find out actually what he's capable or not capable of. But I felt like another year of college, he just, he's still rough around the edges in my humble estimation. Of the few games, a handful of games, I got a chance to see him at USC. So I didn't understand why all the LeBron James fans or the stands, you had these media personalities like Keyshawn Johnson and Shannon Sharp, the list goes on and on and on. They're talking about all that, it's a slam dunk. Bronny James is going to go first in the NBA draft, particularly this year's NBA draft, when you got all of this reaching to try to find the next Luka with the international players. And then in this draft, you had some solid picks in the college realm, and Bronny James was going to leapfrog all that talent. No way, Jose. So when the Los Angeles Lakers select the kid from Tennessee State, Tennessee. Sorry. And I'm not re-recording this. Okay, we're just gonna go with the flow. I've seen him in person, and I think they got a solid contributor for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers need someone. They need some scoring, and obviously this kid can do it. Plus, when this phase of this unit that they have with, LeBron. He's probably going to play another, 1 or maybe 2 years. Who knows if Edey wants to stay on in the rebuilding phase, and you just signed JJ Redick as your head coach, and you're not expecting a whole lot from JJ Redick. He's learning on the job. I'm pretty sure they're going to give him some leeway. He's going to grow with this new era, the new era of the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, they're going to be building from the draft, and I think this is a perfect selection. He fits the mold of JJ Redick, and I think JJ Redick can identify with this kid, and I feel like this is going to be a long line of, you can clearly tell that this is going to be like a shooting type team just by, that pick and the head coach, JJ Redick. Okay, so we're going to have to wait. This is, I'm not saying about this pick, but this team is going to change within the next year or two, and then when they start into their rebuilding phase. And, this team is going to mimic their head coach, and that was the DNA of JJ Redick. So I think the Los Angeles Lakers did well. San Antonio Spurs did well in my humble estimation. They got their guard. They traded Murray to the Hawks. I don't think this kid that they drafted is going to be better than Murray, but I think he's going to contribute in a major way with the San Antonio Spurs. And you can clearly tell the San Antonio Spurs, it's almost to, if you look at that team, if you look at that ball club, it's almost to the effect of the Oklahoma City Thunder with all those young kids that they have. All right, so they could be competing. They could be competing this year. They're not going to be cellar dwellers. And they're going to resemble, to me, the Houston Rockets. And who knows, if they get their stuff together, they may resemble the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Rockets, I felt like I liked their pick. Just another, talented young player on that roster. Ime Udoka is going to love this player. I'm not too keen on the Hawks' first overall pick. I mean, the Hawks and the Wizards, and maybe this is to the effect of, I don't know these two players. They're, and we just have to wait and see how it pans out. But it seems like the Hawks are going to rebuild around Ice Trae. Obviously, he's going to sign an extension with the Atlanta Hawks, so they're putting players around him. Now, as for the Wizards, they're rebuilding. They got a bunch of picks. They traded Bill to the Phoenix Suns, so they're going to get a couple of their picks as well. And yeah, I mean, if you look at overall the 2024 NBA draft, I thought a lot of the teams, like from 1 to, I feel like about 1 to 6, there was a lot of reaching with these players, and it remains to be seen if they got what they were looking for. I'm not too keen on 8 through, when did the Lakers pick? I think the Lakers picked 15. So 8 through 14, there's question marks, but it's not, I don't see there's still some reaching, but, other than that, that's what I interpreted from this draft. This is one of those type of drafts. We don't know how good this draft is until it gets a lot of years under its belt. This draft could be identified as, and a lot of experts are saying this was not really a superstar blue chipper type of draft. This was a draft with swing players, specialist type players, defenders, scorers. It was like, he specialized in this one unique phase about him. So, we're going to have to wait and see. I think this draft is a solid draft. If your team lacked a lot of scoring, you can get a lot of scoring from this draft. If you're an organization that wants to, copy and paste what the Nuggets, the Spurs, the Bucks, and the Mavericks did, then there's plenty of players to pick in this draft. So I think all these teams, there's a strong possibility, there's a strong likelihood that the teams that picked high in this year's draft are going to pick high again next year. And a lot of people are going to interpret it that as, well, that this draft is going to be weak because the team actually did better or did the same, and now they're picking high yet again. This is one of those type of drafts that you're not going to appreciate this draft. And this is my humble estimation, no one's not going to appreciate this draft 20 years from now. People are going to still call this draft a draft or a very, very weak draft. There's not a lot of memorable moments about this draft, any players. Now, the talk, on social media goes, they're going to look at, well, Bronny James didn't get picked in the first round. Now, a lot of, experts were talking this morning about the possibility of LeBron James being picked in the second round. Now, the Lakers do have a pick. It's late in the second round, by the way. And, I heard Keyshawn Johnson on Undisputed say, do not be surprised if the Lakers trade up to get Bronny James. If this was a player that you could see like 6 or 7 teams picking because he's that good of a hidden talent, a hidden gem in the second round, I can see that. But I just don't see a lot of teams picking high in the second round for Bronny James. Okay. So there's a strong possibility that the Lakers, if they just stay in pat, they can still get Bronny James. I just don't see any ball clubs picking Bronny James. Maybe on the effect of, if we draft Bronny James, that means LeBron James is going to come here. And, if a team has that type of mentality, then clearly they're picking Bronny James. It's not a basketball decision. It's a business decision. You're selling tickets. You're hoping beyond hope that you land LeBron James, and it's a business type decision. It's not going to be a basketball decision. Having them as the headliner for every game. If I don't know how the second round goes, but let's just say hypothetically, like what you see right here, I don't see the Hawks picking Bronny James. I don't see the Wizards picking Bronny James. I don't see the Rockets, the Spurs, maybe Detroit possibility. I don't see the Spurs, that ball club, interested in Bronny James. Maybe the Grizzlies, maybe the Jazz with Danny Ainge. I'm not sure. Possibility the Bulls, the Thunder. I just don't see the Thunder is interested in a Bronny James, and the Kings, unless LeBron James got connections with the Sacramento Kings and he can stay out West Coast. That's a possibility. I just don't see from 1 through 15. I just don't. If the second round is mimicking what I'm seeing right now, I just don't. I don't see. I only see maybe 2 ball clubs interested in Bronny James that high, and I just don't think they're going to pick him that high. There's a strong likelihood that if he does get picked, it's going to be in the second half of the second round. hopefully he gets drafted not at the end of the round. Would not surprise me none if he did get drafted at the end of the round. That's when the Lakers pick. I think they get the last pick or close to the last pick. And then, the Lakers may do LeBron a salad and, draft him. But it would not also surprise me if no one picks up Bronny James. And maybe that's the whole plan from the James family. No one picks Bronny James. Bronny James go work out and try out for other teams. He can go to wherever team he wants to go to and go from there. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very, very hard for sons to have an NBA career like their fathers. We saw it with Michael Jordan, and his sons either couldn't handle the spotlight, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they just was not good enough. They were not NBA material. Okay. Shaquille O'Neal's kid, God bless him, but I just don't see him as a player that is the same or half of Shaquille O'Neal. Same with Michael Jordan. And Bronny James, he does not have the skill set as his father. He just doesn't. And that's no disrespect to him. I just don't see him mimicking the same career as LeBron James, or lasting that long in the NBA like his father. And that's fine. Okay? That's fine. It just goes to show you, God bless a lot of us with talents, and a lot of us going to have to scratch and claw with what God gave us that was available, and this is what God gave him available. He's an undersized. He's not as tall as his father, and he doesn't have the talent as his father. Now, having you get to talk to your father every day. I'm pretty sure he does, and you can talk to him about the mental side of the NBA and the IQ side of the NBA, and he can teach you tricks of the trade in the NBA and things of that nature. But if Bronny James would have gotten picked in the first round, then if the Lakers would have squandered their pick and picked Bronny James at 15, that's not going to help the Los Angeles Lakers anytime soon. That's not going to help. That's going to look bad for JJ Redick. That's going to look bad for the organization of the Lakers. That's going to really, and you're putting way too much pressure on this kid. All right. So particularly if you want him to contribute right away. So yeah, that's all I got. It was an okay draft. But yeah, that's it. So comment in the comment section. Tell me guys what you think. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Pretty sure a lot of people are going to tell me that I'm wrong, and that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, deuces.